Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy. I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today, I would like to talk to of another underrated film, The Last Black Man in San Francisco, starring Jimmy Falls, Jonathan Mayers, and Danny Glover. It's a story about two men that try to reclaim one of their. I'm gonna go by the actors' names. I don't remember their names in the film. But Jonathan Mayers and Jimmy Fall's character, they basically try to reclaim an old house, Jimmy's old house from the city of San Francisco, because he claims that his grandfather built the house. He tries to fight for it and claim it. And the two try to basically reclaim the house until they run into a couple of things that prevents him from having him to accept the reality of that he doesn't own the house. But uh, first off, I'm gonna say this. This is actually probably one of my favorite A24 films, and it was actually probably one of the best crowd pleasing movies that I've seen in a very long time. I remember seeing this film in theaters. I saw it at the Power Theater in Sacramento when the film came out. Actually, there's a special DVD order, like a booklet I would like to get from the brand. But I remember when I was watching it, the theater was packed. And I could not believe it. I could not believe it. I could not believe how packed the theater was when I watched this film. They showed it in the biggest screen at the location. For those who see this video, if you live in Sacramento, I highly recommend the Tower Theater. My personal favorite movie theater of all time. I just love the architecture. I just love the old vibe feel of it. There's really three auditoriums. Saw it in the biggest one that they were playing it in, and this film moved the audiences. It moved me. This was a very well written and personal film. It felt very personal. It's a story. I think it deals with gratification. I think it deals with letting go. Uh, and having to accept the reality that what we originally thought is not how it seems. And I think we get so deep into, uh, I think, self torture of not letting go of the past that uh, we become blind. We become blind. Jima's character claims that his grandfather owns this unique house that's in San Francisco. He claims that his grandfather was, which I believe technically, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, that he was the last man of African American descent to build a home, to own it in San Francisco. And there were stories centered around that the grandfather literally built the house for his family to own and so forth. So Jimmy comes in and tries to reclaim his house, the house that his grandfather built. Tries to keep it away from the state, off the market, and the scenarios that he comes in, where somebody technically already owns the house, and other retailer real estates try to look into it and try to get the house and sell it on the market. And it deals with this man who feels like San Francisco is his home. He feels that that particular house, his legacy is in that home. Believes he owns it until Mike Epps, who's also in the film, I don't remember the exact quote of of what he said, but um, Mike Epps' character, he lives in his car. He mentions in something, yeah, you claim to own it until you don't, because really, in reality, you don't own it, and that really, which is true, you don't really own really anything that you possess. You don't. You don't. And that's, I think, what finally registered towards the end with that character, that uh, places, environments doesn't defy you as a person, not even a legacy. It's you going through experiences in life that defy who you are. Jonathan Mayers, which this film I think really set him off the map. Uh, this is actually probably still my favorite film of him in it. Like this dude is just wonderful, and he's a very supporting, nurturing friend for Jimmy Falls, and you feel for this guy. The guy is a little bit loony, but you feel for him. And I really loved uh, some of the scenes. Actually, there's one particular scene where Jimmy Falls was asking Jonathan Mayers, like, why do you, if you know that I was being a jerk to you, well, why do you still hang out with me? He's like, because you care about people. So I think this film has a lot to say about a person's character than environment, than idea of what defied somebody, what a culture defies somebody. It deals with character and finding out who are you as a character, who are you as a person, who are you, and not letting culture or things or any gratification to defy you as who you are, from what I've took from this film. And I personally believe, and I actually really like the this version of the San Francisco theme song that goes into this movie, which is played in the trailer and is played in the film, and I love this iteration of the song. This movie was very, I think it's more, even though it's R, I think it's one of their A24's more lighthearted movies, and I think it has a strong message about moving on. And personally, for me, this is my one of my personal favorite um, African American movies. Uh, I loved it. It was one of the best experience I had in a theater. When this film ended, everybody just started clapping and applauding and just was just so moved by this film. It's unbelievable. Like, eh, I think the last film that I've seen audiences like clap and just applauding. Oh man, there's quite a few other movies that I can think of that did that. And it's rare to for audiences to really see a film and then everybody's completely moved by it. I, for one, was I was amazed. This is I highly recommend this. It's on Tubi right now, but it has like a 7 day expiration date. But regardless, however you choose to see this film, I highly recommend checking it out. It's definitely worth your time. The Last Black Man in San Francisco. Comment below. Let me know if you have seen it, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.